Hello and welcome back to Absolute BSS, the casual-petitive look at Bandai Namco's Battle Spirit Saga trading card game. I'm one of your hosts, Cameron, and with me, as always, are my buddies, my boys. Angel, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing? How y'all doing?
And Eric.
Hey, everybody. I'm trying to be a little quieter because every time I say hello, it cuts me off. But I am going to take this opportunity to say something really quick because this is going to be for like 1% of our viewers, but I'm going to pull a Chad here. Kim knows what I'm talking about. So I'm going to tell our viewers what to do today.
I love this.
And this is a reference to this is such a niche joke. It's a reference to one of our friends.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to need you to do is if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go to YouTube and hit the subscribe button if you like us, if you think we're funny, because we're currently at 58 subscribers. We're 42 subscribers away from 100. And when we hit 100, we're going to play Battle Shot Saga, which means that we're going to have some shots or some drinks for our life cores. So I know you want to see that. And we're only 42 subscribers away. You could make it happen. This is your call to action, people.
It's very doable.
Thank you.
That's very doable. Absolute BSS on YouTube, baby. Well, if you're not watching this, the YouTube link is in the show notes. So go ahead and get us there. I'll play a blessed deck if I have to. I'll play
so
a
many
blessed
extra
Battle
shots.
Spirit.
Cam's gonna have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Can't be blessed.
But yeah, I hope y'all are doing well. Before we get started, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to talk about, we've each prepared 5 cards that we haven't discussed on the podcast to bring up in conversation and just kind of, go over the rest of this set, how these cards might really work in a budding new meta and in set 3 itself and with some other cards. But before that, Eric has some really exciting news.
This is probably what you thought I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, and you came with that. I was like, oh, all right. It's like,
no, I'm just
subscribe.
I'm just begging our viewers to subscribe to us. That's all.
All right.
No, I do have news too. So, Battle Spirit Saga. I'm going to restart this sentence.
Sure.
So for the grand open in Tulsa, I guess some people did not accept their Pro Tour invites. They declined. So I had a Pro Tour invite passed down to me, and it was really short notice. Flights were pretty expensive, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get the time off of work, but I did it. So I'm going to the Netherlands with Angel.
Yeah.
We're going together. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
The original plan is still going.
That's right.
Yeah.
2/3 of this podcast are going to be in the Netherlands competing. How cool is that? Talk about credibility, right?
Well, we'll see how we do.
Yeah. We'll see how we do. I tell my wife all the time, it's like, we're going to do this kingdom. Got to defeat Pegasus.
That's right. No bad luck this time.
No bad luck this time.
I got it right here.
No bad luck this time.
That's right. I love it.
There you go.
I'm excited. Honestly, my expectations for it are, I don't know if I think this is low, but my expectation is, or not even an expectation, but just like my goal is I want to get in the top 64 because I want that Worlds invite.
That's right.
Which
absolutely.
I know that I don't know. It is kind of a low goal. Like I'm not aiming to get like first place, but it is going to take a lot of work to get there. Like it's it's going to be tough. So Angel and I have been practicing, trying to figure out what decks we're going to play and just kind of getting ready for this new meta. The new meta there, the meta there is going to be pretty interesting too because there's no depths, there's no Axe Spider, which I'm pretty excited about that. To be honest, I think it's going to be, I think it opens up some new interesting avenues for both of our decks as we've been playing with them and practicing. So excited.
Awesome. And yeah, so before we dive into today's meat and potatoes of the episode, just first, I wanted to definitely let y'all know that I wish you both the best of luck. Super excited for both of you. Super proud of both of you. And what have you guys been up to in the interim recently? Besides, I mean, if you want to talk about your playtesting and training, go for it.
Yeah, I think majority release has been, well, we started playtesting, I think 2 days now. So I've been doing that, and honestly, I've been just kind of since I'm getting ready to roll my cards, so I've been organizing my binders, putting my set two stuff in chronological order because my OCD kicks in, set numbers. So I've been
Right.
working on that, seeing what I'm missing, so I can spend some money later on leftover SPRs that I don't have. But really, most of my time has really just been one, I read the lore book, fascinating,
Nice.
very nice, and then two, really just been kind of like just brainstorming and putting ideas together. I built a couple different funky decks for the Pro Tour, or that I might be playing the Pro Tour. One of them was definitely axed out yesterday, which I figured was gonna be a joke. I just did it to see how it would do. It was an undead purple deck. It needs more, obviously. I think set three will help with some of it, but other than that, just that really, like Eric was saying, just trying to come up with different ideas on how to adapt to this new meta that I say new meta, right? Pro Tours can be such a wild card because
Yeah.
there's no other grand opens. There's nothing else till that happens. So you're not gonna know what people are gonna be playing, right? So it's just whatever tech and spicy things people come out, which I do like that aspect of it because it's kind of going into the unknown for everybody for the most part, right? Unless you're in a big group setting, and you know what you're gonna play. So I'm excited for that. Should be interesting. A little nervous, obviously. Like Eric's saying, my goal as well. Obviously, win it all if you can, but top 64 for sure to qualify for Worlds, especially because this trip is such across the world. That
Yeah.
I want to make it worth it. So,
For
but all in all,
sure.
we'll have a good time. I mean, playing Battlefield will be fun. A whole new place we've never been, so it'll be exciting. So
That's great.
Yeah, same here. Pretty much just been. I mean, for me, I guess not so much prep into the actual card aspect, but I was like shopping around for flights and hotel and trying to figure out what I need to do to go to a foreign country on such short notice. So
Yeah.
yeah,
luckily, I already had my passport, so
That's good. That's great.
it was it was actually a lot simpler and easier than I thought it was going to be to get this all set up so quickly, but it was just a little expensive and it was kind of an unexpected expense. But you know what? How often do you get an opportunity like this? So I'm going for it.
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely.
Man, I'm so excited. I've been doing a little prep work for Atlanta. We're going to be playing in an open there the first weekend of December, I think, or the second weekend. So I bought my ticket for that. I bought my lore set from someone on TCG Player, so hopefully that'll be here relatively soon. I'm not hurting for any of those cards, but I definitely want to read the lore book. And other than that, yeah, just playing some pickup games with you guys, and wanted to briefly, just very quickly explain why you may be seeing some Keyforge videos popping up on our YouTube channel. What we'd
It's
like
a virus. We're
yeah,
infected. We have
we're
malware.
infected by me. We've talked about from the very beginning, Eric and I, and now Eric and Angel and I, of just, umbrella dripping out a little bit into other games. Like, we talk about games that we're playing at the start of this, like we were pretty big into Shadowverse, even though no one else was that made Shadowverse. A lot of people were playing it at first, but anyway, so I put out a couple of Keyforge videos, and that's something I've wanted to do anyway, just for my friends who have watched me stream Keyforge but never play it, and they're always just like, I'm just here to hang out with you. I don't know what's going on. So I made a very quick rundown beginner video that also has some resources to beginner stuff, and just recently put out a deep dive into set 1. These are coming out on the Absolute BSS channel. They're filtered into a different playlist, but you might be seeing them on your subscription page. So let us know, like, if that's not cool, like if you don't want to see those Keyforge videos come through, just let us know. We'll try to figure something out about that. But moving forward, I am planning on releasing a few more, and maybe even doing a separate Keyforge podcast. So if that's something you're interested in, we have the Keyforge text channel in the Discord already. But yeah, just let us know. Leave a comment. Go check out the videos if you want to. Message me on the Discord here. We're still figuring out how we want to do all of that, but still very excited about Keyforge. And for anyone else interested, the Set 7 campaign launches. This is probably being published on the 12th. So the GameFound campaign for Set 7, which is a crowdfunding thing, has released today. So go ahead and check it out if you're interested. and there will probably be another video. So just wanted to let everyone know that that's kind of what I've been doing in the background here. And that's my non-BSS stuff for today. And now we're going to get into it. So, yeah. So Erica thought of the idea of us just picking each 5 cards. There might be some overlap. We don't know. We never discussed the cards beforehand because I think that's pretty fun to just see what we're all thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we each have 5 cards here from set 3 that we're going to be discussing, bringing up for various reasons. And yeah, if you want to kick us off, Eric?
Sure. So let's see. These are going to be like our like 5 cards we're really excited about, or at least that's how I went about it. I don't really have a particular order. I don't know if you guys put them in order.
Not really.
Okay.
Mine's are a mixture of like some set 3 and some of the promo cards are technically part of set 3. So
I'm going to start with a bit of a weird one, but maybe not super weird if you remember what I played before I played green.
Yeah.
I'm going to shout out Sheriff Eagle here as my first card.
One of mine is Sheriff Eagle.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
We can both talk about him.
Sure. Yeah.
I actually played him. You got him up for the viewers, right?
I do.
Sweet. I'll just not ask that anymore. I'll just assume you got it. But
I might
don't you dare ask questions here.
I'm gonna have to pull up Twitter for the promos. But go ahead. I'll do that in the background.
Oh, are we talking about promos too?
I think Angel might have.
Yeah, I have some for set 3 because you'll see when I talk about it why.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right, we're good.
So Sheriff Eagle is a 4-cost 2 reduction machine beast spirit in white, and so it's at level 1 and level 2. For level 1 for 1 core it's 4K. Level 2 for 3 cores it's 6K. At level 1 and level 2 both, when this spirit blocks during this battle, your spirits and your opponent's spirits cannot be destroyed in battle. And then at level 2, so this is for 3 cores, it has armor white and armor green. So it can't be selected by white or green effects.
So no bounce, no exhaust.
No bounce or exhaust. And I was actually playing with this. We're testing our decks for the Pro Tour, obviously, but we also took a little bit of a break and played just some fun, set 3 games. I was playing with this last night. It's really good. It sets up some situations with Infinity Shield and suppression that like you just can't do anything, and it just stops. It's kind of like Axe Biter, to be honest.
Yeah.
In a bit of a different way because it can't kill anything. But
not while blocking.
Not while blocking, no. But its stats are pretty decent if you're attacking with it. But it does have a combo with another card. I'm kind of cheating a little bit because this isn't technically one of my cards, but I do want to just call it out really quick. Dive Mech Capybot is also a new card.
I literally picked these 2 cards.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Funny.
No, this is awesome.
Why don't you take this guy next then, and we can kind of talk about their interactions.
Yeah, no, this is great because it'll be for a shorter episode anyway, and that's so funny. I picked Sheriff Eagle and then immediately threw Dive Mech on my list too. So Dive Mech Capybot is a 3-cost 1 reduction white machine beast spirit. At level 1 for 1 core, it has 2,000 BP. At level 2 for 3 cores, it has 4,000 BP. At level 1 and 2, when this spirit blocks, select one of your spirits with armor. That spirit may block even if exhausted this turn. So it's a match made in heaven. And level 2, it has armor from blue, which is good because there are some cards like, Randolph that wants to kill your level 3 and lower spirits, but he can't choose Dive Mech if he has 3 cores on him, and that also keeps him out of Burning Force range.
Yep.
Yeah. This was a fun little combo. I never actually got it to go off last night, but it was close to it. I think the 2 main issues with it are that Dive Mech Capybot has to block first and then it triggers.
Right.
And then 2 is that Dive Mech Capybot's stats are not that great.
Right. But it is neat, right? It is something that
it's cool.
If you are out of cards in your hand and you need that one more turn, Dive Mech on the board, your opponent realizes that well, I'm going to have to swing in. I'm going to have to get rid of this because it's suppression on board. It's suppression showing. It's Infinity Shield showing.
Yeah.
So as a
Yep.
backup, like it's not bad. And you've got that Machine Beast trait. Like if you're going for tribal, like it's really cool. I think the armor blue is interesting too because we don't have a lot of that yet, obviously.
Mm-mm.
What are
And
your
honestly,
thoughts
I
about?
like the I like the
Sorry.
artwork. No, it's okay. It's like the artwork for it. For some reason, it reminds me of like I don't know, Rayman or some like funny comical for being white, right? Because white's usually very
Yeah.
serious, heavy mechs. This has like a cute little purple, I don't know, little
It
capybara. I
does.
guess it's like it's just cute.
Yeah, it
Like
looks like a Sonic boss, Sonic the
yeah,
Hedgehog
that's what.
boss.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like
Well,
Yeah.
it's very cool.
You know what I think it's modeled after is the Gao attack carrier from Mobile Suit Gundam.
That makes
Uh,
sense
such
because
a
it looks
yeah.
kind of chibi.
Yeah.
it looks pretty much exact like the purple and the red and the yellow. It's like the same colors as the Gao attack carrier.
Yeah. No.
So
But I agree with Cheryl Vigo though. I mean, Cheryl Vigo's definitely good. I mean, I know you were play testing it. I think it was yesterday, or the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just obviously against the deck that I was using, it was just kind of like I was just Gale was just going too crazy wide, right? So
Yeah.
just ban the Gale cards. But no, Cheryl Vigo's definitely like you said. It does remind me a little bit of Axe Spider without the threat of destroying things unless you attack with them. But it's definitely good. And I mean, you stall me for at least another 5 turns between all the white annoying support cards that white, what white does is slow you down, stall, make things unblockable or invincible for that turn. So it's definitely cool. And I think I called this card out when it first came out on the preview, just how cool it looks. I mean, it's a Sheriff Ego.
Yeah.
Holstering a revolver, flying around with a darn revolver in the sky.
Yeah.
It's what I love so much about this card, and I'm starting to slot it into a lot of like the white decks that I've built. It just feels like from a game design mechanic, they just banned Axe Spider. It's a more balanced rewritten Axe Spider, right?
Yeah.
You lose the mecha, it's a machine beast, but like it's cool because it's built for the current meta and it's built as like we talked about Emperor Vulture as like being mechanically like tech that is being built into the game that you should look at. And this is definitely one of those cards. And I think it's even better because of the 2 reduction symbols. Like it's very fairly costed. The stat lines are good and it gets that green armor for cheap.
Yeah.
And in a set that is dominated by like the best cards of this set you'll see everywhere is Gale and green. And like the green Void Lord is miles ahead of the other Void Lords as like the best Void Lord. Like green is getting so much support and we are already seeing green purple decks with set 2. So like green is here to stay. So anytime I can see an armor green, especially right now, that's very, very cool. So that popped out to me. And also the art looks like Pokemon Violet Paradox form of Braviary.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But he is cool. He's got the little revolver in his claws and it's neat. Yeah, I think Sheriff Eagle rules. And, just for the cheeky little combo there, Dive Mech Capybot is also neat. That's really funny that Eric and I both picked those.
Yeah, I did cheat because Capybot technically wasn't one of my cards.
That's okay. That's okay. It worked because it was one of mine.
Yeah, I do want to ask your thoughts on this as a Machine Beast and Fabled Beast connoisseur.
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware of this. We now have 2 capybara-based Machine Beasts.
Yes, we
which
do.
is odd because we have Caribara and Capybot.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
I love them both.
Yeah, I'm just like, is this going to be a thing? Are we just going to get a bunch? Because there's so many animals to choose from for Machine Beasts, but they did Caribaras twice, which I just think is really funny.
I do too. It's very goofy. I would love to see more capybaras. I'll do a capybara Machine Beast build. Like if they make
Capybara,
an X rare.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I guess there's nothing on the card that makes it like capybara type. So, but I was like, what if they made like, I don't know, they can name the cards specifically.
Yeah.
Like if while this is on the field, if you have both Capybot and Caribara, they fuse together into this ultimate
of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I say you do some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff now. You got like all the little Ojama tokens.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah.
go ahead, have all three. Do this.
Yeah. Battle Spirits definitely has some moments where I'm like, this feels like Yu-Gi-Oh. And that is definitely one of them. Yeah.
But like good classic Yu-Gi-Oh, like that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I play Fabled Beasts, because it reminds me of the what were they called? Like the jewel beasts in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh, the crystal.
Oh, yeah.
Crystal
Beast.
Beasts. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that was right around the time I stopped.
Yeah,
But
crystal
like
beasts
that,
are good.
I loved that. Like I really love that. So that's why I play
Those
Fabled
are
Beasts
cool.
so much.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. How about
That's
you?
two of our
Angel?
cards out of the way.
That is
Yeah.
two of the cards.
Mono one. Well, the first one I picked is from set 3. It's a magic purple card called Counter Curse.
All right.
4 cost, 1 cost reduction. It's a flash speed. Select one of your opponent's spirits that is being blocked by one of your spirits with curse. Destroy it when the battle ends. Obviously, being big into the curse, especially with Maduke or even lower Camelot Knights, now curse is live and viable on your opponent's turn, which I love, right? Because now you can purposely almost like plant a trap and just say, all right, I'm not going to attack with Camelot Knight. They try to swing in with whatever, boom, block, flash this in. Now I got rid of whatever I want to get rid of on purpose. So I love this card. I'm definitely gonna be playing this. I'm gonna start off with definitely with a 4 of. This
Wow.
card is kind of what like I wished kind of what Hangman would have been, right?
Yeah.
Where you trick your. I love, and I guess talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, it really reminds me of these little trap cards, right? Like, all right, I'm gonna do this, thinking I'm gonna do this, but actually I want you to attack, so I can do X, Y, C. So I love this card. I love the artwork for it. Very like old school ink, I don't know, God thing being sucked up, it looks like, but the effect is good, especially on a big curse build deck, where I think Maduke is still going to be very, very relevant, if not even more, on set 3 with some of the support she's getting with Serpents and Nightlings. There's some cool combos there. So, yeah, this is one of my first cards I picked, so Counter Curse, love it.
Yeah, I like it too. You could argue it's a little expensive, but what it is it is a trap. You know, your opponent doesn't know that it's going to be there, and I feel like a lot of people are going to look at this and probably rule it out as too expensive. So I think it definitely in the beginning of the set 3 meta, if you're running Counter Curse, I think you're going to catch people off guard. I don't even, in a lot of games, I think nothing of when your opponent leaves their spirits refreshed, because usually it's like, I don't want to overextend for aggro. So if you've got, that Camelot Knight ready and your opponent is thinking, all right, well, curse is turned off, boom, you turn it back on, and you can really disrupt their gameplay without giving them any information. I like it a lot.
Gigano Rex hates this card.
Yes, he
Yeah,
does. Confront. Bring it on,
Yeah.
Camelot Knight. Okay.
Like, yeah, sure, I'll crash into this. Like, and I think what I like about this card too, though, and maybe that's what the future sets are going to get into. It's one thing that I've always kind of talked about battles, not in a negative way, it's just how different it is. It allows more interaction between players during your opponent's turn, right? Battlesphere is the only card game I think I can think of I ever played, like physically, that there's no interaction whatsoever for the most part. I mean, you got the flash steps, but after that, like, there's really no more. This, I think, allows more that ability to really just kind of think about what you can do on your opponent's turn to kind of backfire on them, and I think that's what I like about it. So,
and it does it in a way that's not too clunky. Like,
right.
It's not necessarily like the huge stacks like from Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just a very like quick window. I'm going to resolve this card, and usually that's the end of it. They handle that part of the gameplay very, very well, and this card fits that beautifully. I love it.
It's all pretty much always going to cost 3 because like your curse spirit's going to be purple, right? So yeah, it's neat. The art is neat too. It
I definitely like art.
Like a Grimm's fairy tales kind of thing.
Yeah, I just played Bramble Mountain King on stream for spooky season. Have you guys heard of that? It's like Nordic. It's like Nordic folklore, I think. So it's very like imps and fays and fairies, and like this looks like it was lifted straight from that game's like concept art. It's very.
I can see that. Got the battle axe and everything. So I could definitely see that.
It's cool. I like it. And there's a little bit of Lovecraftian elements here. Like the shadows definitely look like tentacles.
Yeah, it's like some weird octopus looking tentacle things. Who knows?
Neat. I want more of that for sure. More aberration.
The the shadows fighting back against the Cthulhu shark.
Yeah. Oh man, Cthulhu Shark. Can't wait for that card. Just to own. That's a cool one. All right, I'll save mine. You should probably go again, Eric.
Okay, I'll go again. All right. I feel bad because I took yours. Hopefully I don't take it again.
It's we might.
Yeah. This might be one of Angel's, but
Let's see.
Heavenly Emperor Feng Huang.
No, it's not.
Who is this?
It's the green Void Lord.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we never talked really about this. We popped it up before, but like, yeah, go for it. This is so good.
Amazing card.
Yeah, so we've been playtesting set 3, and this card is bonkers. Like, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was talking to Angel about this last night, I think. It's kind of upsetting that the set 2, False Gods, which is the set about the Void Lords, doesn't even contain the best Void Lord in the game, which is this one. And normally I don't make such like absolute statements like that, but I think if you play with this card, you will agree with me because it is nuts. So 10 cost, 6 reduction, Void Lord Preybird. Level 1 for 1 core, 7k. So it's out of pretty much all of the like BP destruction range for like everything, except for like the 10k on Nova or whatever. But then at level 2 for 4 cores, it's 10k. Level 3 for 6 cores, it's 15k. So it gets huge. And you're probably going to want those 6 cores on there. They're cores well spent. At all 3 levels, it has Gale 3. So if they block this, you tap 3 of their things. Level 2 and 3, during your attack step, when one of your Void Lord spirits, so that includes this one, I don't know if you're going to play any other ones with it, but definitely this one. Or if you have multiples of it down, which we've seen happen in our test games.
Yeah.
If one of your Void Lord spirits attacks reduces your opponent's life, you may select one of your opponent's exhausted spirits, and you may return that spirit to your opponent's hand to refresh this spirit. So that's nuts. Level 3, while he attacks, when this spirit's attack reduces your opponent's life, place 1 core from their life into their reserve. So he does double damage. So the other card I wanted to call out, which I don't know, maybe this is somebody's card that they picked. We did kind of talk about this, so I didn't know. I just wanted to bring it up briefly. Is Hurricane Highlands? I don't know if either of you picked that one.
Nope.
But
it's funny because I knew you were gonna say it, so I pulled it up on the stream.
Yeah.
Before you said it. So
4 cost 2 reduction Nexus. We've talked about it before, but this card is nutty with the Phoenix Void Lord because just for the first effect, when one of your spirits with Gale is summoned, place a number of cores from the void onto that spirit equal to the number specified in its Gale effect. Angel, would you like to share with the class what you did to me yesterday?
Yeah, sure. So I had 3 of those Nexuses on the field, and then so I had 3 of those, and then I summoned 2 of the Void Lord birds plus 2 more Takawa, and I think by turn 9, around 9, I had 64 cores on the field to play around with. And
we have screenshots of this in the Discord.
I think we put it on the Discord last night. It is so broken. I even said like #toxic. Like it is the most absurd thing how you just can go off and ramp. And my biggest argument back in the day was depth, right? Cool, you can draw these cards, but you don't draw into anything. It means absolutely nothing. Where this is, you have cores, complete opposite story, right? You could do a lot with cores. And like I said, I summoned 2 of this guy, basically paying for himself with the Gale 3, then like 2 more Takawas. I don't even remember how many spirits I had on the field. I think there was one match that Eric had like 3 spirits exhausted, and he's like, "Wait, do I just lose here because of his effect?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think you do. You just keep tapping, refreshing." So the card's broken. And this is something where I think Manaka, Imperator Manaka, really will be a sideboard card. Or if you're playing purple, maybe in the main, depending what the meta looks like. Because it's an automatic Void Lord, popping when he's summoned. Because that card, Green Gale is gonna be I think one of the first probably decks to come out of set 3. And I think we'll start seeing it. Because it's crazy fast. It's just stupid.
It like this a 10 cost card almost pays for itself. Like That's what this is. You're paying 4 if you have all the reduction, but then you get 3 immediately on the card. Like, and if you have multiple Hurricane Gales, then you're getting it for free. Like, not only is it the best Void Lord based on just its abilities, Gale 3 is fine. That's really good. During your attack step, being able to hit life and bounce and hit life for 2. Like, that is nuts. Yep. All of that is nuts. And the same stat line as all the Void Lords. Pair that with a Nexus that plays towards a Void Lord strength. That's not anything any of the other colors had. Like, it's nuts. So back to our little tech conversation about that armor green on Sheriff Eagle. Like, I know armor green on Sheriff Eagle is not going to stop Fang Wang, but Nexus control tech, armor green tech, and as a yellow player, I am sideboarding God Slaying constantly now because of, one, because I run 2 cost yellow, and that pretty much takes care of anything, but especially for cards like this. But it's not out of the realm of possibility here to put the little dog from the lore set into your green decks because you're ramping anyway. It's only a 2-cost dog. You can give one of your spirits Void Lord so that if it hits your opponent, then it triggers this guy's effect too, and then he can go in for the 2.
You just blew my mind. I wasn't even thinking about that.
I know. No one's looking at yellow. That's why.
It's select one of your opponent's spirits.
Oh, it is specifically opponent. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's why. But
still, though,
God Slaying is good. You need God Slaying. You need Counter Curse. You know, you have to block Fang Wang. You have to, and you have to find a way to kill it. So don't lose hope. However, I do agree. This card is, in every sense of the word, broken. It is so good.
Yeah, I think, like I said, and like for most things that we've noticed, it's the nexuses that make up half of these decks where it makes it like, okay, now this card's a little bit broken because of this card. Because just, I mean, perfect example was yesterday, right? And the more I was playing, and when I summoned my 3rd Nexus, I was like, okay, this is absurd. Now I'm ramping 9 cores, and I'm gonna do it again and then again. And it's just like, how do you catch up with that? You know, Worker Ant-Man can't keep up. He ain't working hard enough.
No.
There's no way. You're gonna kill that little ant. You know, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. You need to be running Ferraro Slash. You can definitely get away with the Emperor King Vulture. Or King Vulture, especially in red decks. Oh wait, that's a 3 or 6.
Oh, it's 3 or 6 though. Yeah.
Ferraro Slash though, that's good. That's
kind of what we were talking about yesterday. We're talking about like with this set, especially because blue also plays a lot of heavy nexuses
and a lot of
like you need a lot of like nexus removal. Like cool, like Dream Bomb is cool and Dream Blizzard, but you don't really want to bounce it back. You want to completely just remove it out. Which, granted, blue can recycle some of those nexuses back. But especially like something around this, right? You get rid of that 4-cost nexus early to slow down that Gale while you either set up your board a little bit better or, prepare for anything for this guy to come out. Because, I said, I wouldn't be surprised seeing a lot of people playing Gale Green when Set 3 first comes out.
Gale is the hotness for Set 3 meta, guaranteed.
That's Gale the first place I'm going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to build a Gale deck, absolutely. Like, Green's just so fun anyway. Cores over cards, right? Like Angel was saying, like, depths can get you cards, but I'd rather have a shit ton of cores I don't even know what to do with. Than anything, because for only 6 cores on top of this thing, it's 15k, and it can deal double damage. Like, it's a game ender in mid-range. That's nuts. A 10-cost card fitting into a mid-range deck is nuts.
Say, just from a game design perspective, I'm a little worried about this card, Hurricane Highlands specifically. It's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm really worried that if it becomes super dominant, it's worse than Depths.
I think so, because
Depths was played in every deck under the sun because it was just when something, no matter what, exhausts, draw a card.
Yeah.
This specifically triggers off of Gale, so the only deck that it goes in is Gale.
Yeah.
And if it is the best source for ramping cores and it's like the fastest, best deck, like everyone is going to be playing mono green Gale.
Yep.
All of the other colors start sliding away out of the top tables. Like at least with Netherworld Depths, we saw white, we saw purple, we saw green.
Yep.
Like with Hurricane Highlands, if it becomes that popular, and maybe I'm just like, the crazy dude on the corner with the end is nigh, like,
yeah, but I'm with you.
Like, I am worried about it. I do. Maybe we're overvaluing it in some way, but from our playtesting, it just seems like the best card in Battle Spirits I've ever seen.
It's just crazy that
I'm not even being hyperbolic there. It's like
right.
I'm just telling the truth.
It's crazy that one Hurricane Highlands can reduce the cost of your second one, and then any Gale Spirit afterwards pays for the third and the fourth.
Yep.
Like, that's wild.
I think what's scary about the Hurricane Highlands is that just with one Gale Spirit, let's just say 2, right? But let's just say one Spirit of Gale 2, you're already outmaneuvering your opponent, right? You're outramping them by so much, and you're only going to keep going off from there, right? And then you mix in strong draw and other things to keep drawing to your Gales, and then you're just going off and off. And the cores don't matter because you have all these cores to play whatever cards you're drawing, whatever levels of spirits you want. It's just crazy. So I'm interested to see where it lands, but I think it's definitely going to be dominant, at least starting off. So.
Yeah, it fucks up a lot of. Like almost half of Purple's archetypes. Like,
yeah,
it's nuts. It's nuts. Like any kind of core removal doesn't matter, because even your worker Ant-Man at the end of it all is probably holding 8 cores because you don't know what else to do with them, so you can flash Thorn Prison off of him. Like, it's a lot of cores. Green ramp is
like, this is
scary.
something where like you have to run like possibly heavy suppressions, right? Like I said, if I'm playing purple, counter curse for sure.
Yeah.
Just try to at least get rid of them. Maybe the first time. But if you have 2 of them out though, like yesterday I think I had 2, and then plus the 2 Takawa, plus I brought out prison boots. Like, it is super insane.
Oh my gosh!
Like, if you're on the Discord, look at just look at what we posted last night.
Yeah.
You'll see my field. It was like prison boots, like 2 Takawas, 2 of the Emperor bird. It was a bunch of crazy stuff. It was ridiculous.
Prison Boots is insane too. Like, that card is so good.
For those of you not knowing what we're talking about Schottenjäger.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Black Huntsman.
Prison Boots is not a real card. That is just the nickname we gave.
But yeah, I hope that catches on because it's hilarious.
Yeah, it will.
And it's way easier to say than Schottenjäger, but he is Prison Boots.
He's Puss in Boots, but he's seen some things.
Yeah,
and he's gonna fuck you up.
He Freddy Kruegered his way out of prison. Edward Bramblehands. Jeez.
All right, that's all I really want to say about that. But I'm excited, but also scared. Of these cards. You know what? We didn't even read the second effect on Hurricane Highlands because it doesn't even. I mean, it matters. It's also good. At level 2 for 2 cores, during opponent's attack step, when one of your spirits with Gale destroys one of your opponent's spirits via comparing BP, your opponent selects one of the refreshed spirits and exhausts it. So similar to Counter Curse, it activates Gale on the other side when you block with a Gale spirit. So it's like, I just think this enables so many just like degenerate strategies out of green.
Yeah.
And
like
I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
But I'm scared of it.
If I'm going to a tournament and I'm like, once in a lifetime, this is it, I want to make money off of this, I'm running Gale. You're purchasing Gale. You are breaking Gale while you can. We are going to see Gale decks definitively, without hesitation, in the top 8.
Yeah,
maybe seven of the top 8.
Yeah, because Gale, like I said, okay, are you gonna block? Cool. Now you have to exhaust whatever X amount. So just like, you just do me a favor of blocking, and now I'll push some other spirits. So I'll definitely be. I'm excited for set 3. So it should be interesting.
Yeah. So,
in set 2, I was excited for Gale, but then I was like, oh, it fell a little short. Hopefully we get some more pieces. And then in set 3, set 3, I'm like, whoa, guys.
Yeah.
hold it.
You went overboard.
Yeah.
Man, and right at the end of depths, like, so if they kept depths around, at the very least, when your opponent is galing your creatures, you at least get to draw. But like,
Yeah, but then Schottenjäger attacks you
then
infinitely.
Schottenjäger
So
attacks
Yeah.
infinitely. Like, I get it. It's just, then why is Schottenjäger written like that? Like, it's nuts.
I don't know. Bandai was just like, green is gonna be good, and
Yeah,
we're
they're
gonna
like,
make
"Fuck
sure.
it. Let's
Yeah.
They're
just
like, oh, you were disappointed in set 2 green? All right, here's set 3 green.
They're
How
like,
about now?
disappointed in Void Lords.
The designers of the game are sitting there like, a red spirit. How about like a vanilla little like Emperor Beast
Oh
chicken?
my gosh, yeah.
And then they're like, a green spirit? How about like a giant Void Lord that taps everything on the other side and does double damage and also ramps you 6 cores? How about that?
That sounds great. They're gonna love it.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you're running any kind of green, you're putting Feng Wing in. Because again, even if it's not Gale, which it should be, it's still just a damn good card that at the end of the game can put 2 damage into your opponent's face out of nowhere.
Yep.
Like,
And green ramps by itself naturally, anyways,
yeah.
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
you're playing Worker
Gale
Ant-Man
is just
turn
like
1.
cocaine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gale is just cocaine for green. It's like, I'm gonna lace you guys up. Let's go. Go ramp up.
And I don't mean to harp on it, but like, this is another just fantastic turn 1 card, or for first or second place. Like, you're mulliganing for Hurricane Highlands or Worker Ant-Man. And if you get one or the other, you're keeping it, and then you're immediately getting ahead of your opponent. And it just establishes a tempo that is hard to keep up with.
Yep.
When you're not playing green. So yeah, we're gonna see Gale decks, and then we're gonna just see anti-Gale decks. Those are the 2 decks that we're gonna be seeing.
Need to work on next actually is how do we beat it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't know.
I don't know
I legitimately
either.
don't know.
I don't know. I've only been preparing to fight against Blue Mill and everything else that exists, and then Gale just comes in and is like, oh,
I mean,
you.
it's very hard to play against Gale, right? Because the moment you declare a blocker, Gale kicks in, right? So yeah, you could dream bomb, you can do whatever. It doesn't matter. Your spirits are already tapped down. So it's like, unless it's a card later on that says on tap. I mean, which there are a few, right? Like White Dust a little bit is like refresh it. This happens during the battle step or whatever it is. But it's not enough.
Tech right now is to be able to block while exhausted, and that's really only in white.
Now, I will say blue has the Crush Golem, I think is what it is, that can do that. Block Golem.
Yeah.
As long as you have the Nexuses, he can block, but it has to be a level 5 or fewer, I think it is. So even that, he can't block everything,
Yeah. It's tough.
Sheriff Eagle did hold you back. Sheriff Eagle with like Infinity Shields and suppressions. But my problem was I was holding you back, but then every single turn that I held you back, you just got more and more cores, more spirits. You were drawing cards. And then I would just like draw off the top of the deck. Oh, it's a suppression. Say go. You drop stuff. You ramp. You swing in. I suppression. Oh, okay. I guess it's back to me. Like I was stalling, but like for what?
Yeah.
I also had the
delaying the inevitable.
I had the elephant as well. So after the end step, I'll just refresh all my cores even again to play Magic. So it was just crazy.
I think Elk Beast is or Divine Moon Sky, whatever. That
Fanatec Elk,
Fanatec Elk. That deck can go toe to toe with like the amount of stalling. But otherwise, your stalling is not going to be worth as much as your opponent ramping on the next turn. Gale is crazy.
Cinda.
All right.
So instantly,
all right, what's one of your cards, Cam?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay, I've got a green card to look at. This is Swamurai.
Okay.
Nice.
We're still on Gale. It's a 1-cost, no reduction green Prey Bird spirit that says if you control a spirit with Gale, this spirit card gains Swift in your hand. Flash speed, Swift. You may summon this card from your hand by using cores from your reserve to pay its cost and place cores onto it. 1 core, 1K, 2 cores, 2K. When all of your opponent's cards are tapped down, you Swift this guy in, and you can either win or, like, it's just good. Like, if you're running Gale, you're also running this cheap guy. The ramp is there, obviously, or as a chump blocker. Like, I think this is a 4 of in Gale decks, even though it doesn't technically have Gale. I still think it's very good. It's very quick. And it's just, why not? What do you guys think of Swimurai? Am I like overvaluing this card? Let's do a quick champ or chump.
I think there's a place for him, right? I think it'd be too broken if he had like a 1 cost reduction as well, because you
For
can just play
sure.
for free. But like you said, I could definitely see this. This card reminds me sort of like Arcane and Joker, right? It's very situational. Like you said, I either need one more push to bring you down, right? Or chump block, or maybe if you're trying to like trap your opponent, like, hey, I'm going to swift this in, or they see the course. So I think he's good. The only thing I wish his BPs were a little bit better, because he could still be sapped pretty quickly.
Sure.
But usually when you're playing this guy, you probably know your opponent has no more resources, right? There's no
Yep.
more bursts on field. So I definitely could see him. I mean, he's only 1 cost. Like you said, with Gale deck, you should have about 80 cores. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say he's a chump. I definitely think he's definitely a little surprise attack, which is what he is, right? A samurai. I think it's pretty
Yep.
cool. It just comes in, swoops in, takes that last life, and it's game over, you know?
Yeah.
Unsure about him because I think for right now, I haven't really played with him much. I think for right now, I'd go Chump because I have not been able to find a spot for him in my Gale deck.
Interesting.
I mainly because of he doesn't ramp with the with Hurricane Highlands because he doesn't actually have Gale himself.
Sure.
But I have been thinking about him. Like he's like just on the cusp of the deck. Like every time I'm like, ooh, I should change something out, he like almost goes in. So like I could just be
I would
maybe
encourage you to try it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, you're not really playing him for the Gale, because you should have enough
Right.
Gale spirits
Exactly.
that he's 1 cost. I mean, even if you didn't have a Gale spirit, you should have at least 1 core. This is more of like, instead of playing Leaf Wolf or something like that, you just go in, finish somebody off. I think this is almost like I said, Arcane and Joker only in
Yeah.
Swift mode, and it's just finisher, right?
Yeah.
Declare blocker, cool. Any flash? No, okay, I'm gonna flash in. Swamurai, go in for the last life either way. So
That's my thing. I think in a Gale deck, he is a cheap unblockable. If you're not playing against white, he's a cheap unblockable.
Yeah, because all their stuff is tapped down.
Right.
Yep.
And you
Yeah, I'll have to
have the
try him
ramp.
and-
If you're getting 64 cores, you're not hurting from having Swimmerai instead of one of those cards that gave you 8 more cores, you know? The difference
Yeah,
between
that's fair.
58 cores and 56 cores and 64 cores is not that much.
not at that level. Yeah,
Not
not
at
at
that
that
level.
point. At that point, you're looking
That's
more for
my
that
only
flash
point.
speed.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're looking for that flash speed at that point. So.
I just think Swimmerai is really neat, and hearing both of your responses actually too makes me think that this is some BSS tech. That's some absolute BSS. Swimmerai winning the game for you. Try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna slot him in and see what he does. I just honestly need to
definitely.
play with him because
Yeah.
I just, like I said, he's always on the cusp. Because I
That's fair.
feel like I'm just like, I don't know. I'd rather have maybe Worker Ant-Man or maybe Leaf Wolf, just because then it's not conditional Swift. It's
Yeah.
just like
And Leaf
if
Wolf
if
does
my-
definitely can get bigger, especially if you have all the Gale ramp. I get that
yeah.
both of them could hold that spot. I just think, I don't know. I really like Swimmerai. We have not
Yeah.
done our Gale yet either. Like,
Yeah,
you can
no,
also
I-
buff him up though
yeah.
too, though, right? Because if you have Emerald Sanctuary on the field,
that's true.
you can bump him up, and now he's also the last beater that you need to push through, right? Even
Right.
if your opponent's for some reason, which I doubt it with Gale, but had one more spirit that he can block with, I mean, you can at least you're gonna have to block, right? You're gonna lose with this little. So
Yeah.
I think he's definitely good, especially in the Gale deck. I mean, that's what he's for. So that's what his flash effect works because of Gale. So
Yeah.
I think he's definitely a good little surprise element.
He's cool.
Yeah, the fact that
reminds
he
me
costs one,
Yeah,
the fact that he costs one definitely makes him interesting.
he reminds me of I forget what his name is, but the owl from Pokemon. Not Hoot, but
Hoot or
not
no?
Hoots, but the one that looks like he has these color schemes. Looks like a little Mexican owl.
Oh, Hachula.
Hachula, yeah.
The luchador.
La
thing.
Luchador, yeah.
Yeah, I like
So,
that guy.
Well,
Neat.
sweet. You want me to talk about my card?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, next one's still from set 3. It's another purple magic card
Nice.
called Gather Ingredients. It's a 4 cost, 2 cost reduction. Main effect, select a purple spirit card from your trash and return it to your hand, and then main or flash, which all purple cards do this for some reason. Select a spirit gains 2,000 BP. Nobody's using it for that. I like the ability to be able to grab any purple spirit that I want. For really, this costs only ideally costing me 2 cores. I'm thinking about recycling, The Medukes, just for some reason, she's gone. Curse Dragon, Baculus. If I need, if I have another Curse Dragon in my hand and I need the other Baculus, especially for me, I usually play 2 Baculus and 3 Curse Dragons. So I'm usually short 1 Baculus, so I can stack them on purpose to get more cores off Curse Dragon and then bring it back to my hand. So, I like this card. I think it's really good, especially with the purple theme that's going into a lot of like recursion and bringing things back. It's really cheap to play, and it's any purple spirit. So once again, it's a toolbox. That's why I love purple, right? It's what spirit do I need this turn? Do I need my Agavel? Do I need my Dragonaga? Do I need my Camelot Knight? Whatever it might be, So I really like this card. So
it's a good purple card, and it's made better against blue. Like this isn't even a sideboard card. It's in your deck and it's good. And then if you're playing against blue, it gets even better.
Yep.
You know what makes this card also very good is the fact that it goes to your hand, because there's some new recursion cards we've got, but a lot of them go to the top of the deck.
Yeah,
and
top of the deck.
I'm just like
that. Yeah.
They'll get crushed again or something else, just like
right.
Yeah.
And I get that that's a balancing mechanic, I guess. But then you have cards like this that are just clearly better.
Well, and I think like you were saying, Cam, I think with this card, it's another like little spicy idea. Like if I'm playing against a blue player, right?
Yeah.
And you think you're really hurting me, which you are in a way, right? You're milling my deck out.
Right.
But now you probably allowed me to get into a spirit that I needed anyways, instead of me having to draw into it. Now I just grab it from my hand, thanks to you, and now it completely changed that whole field board state depending on what it was, So that's what I like for it. And honestly, for 2 cores, I mean, you can defeat that. Like it's good.
Yeah, it's a solid Magic card. Yellow didn't get any good Magic, so I'm excited to see other colors getting good Magic.
My mind always goes to Baculus Curse for this.
Absolutely.
Because it's just like, they're milling you. You have Baculus, but you need Curse, or the other way around. And then, boop, there it goes in the trash. I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to gather the ingredients here.
Yeah.
And then...
it's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
drop
it.
this. Yeah.
I love it. I think that's a is that a leaf wolf about to get tore up?
Is.
Looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It is
Poor
sad.
leaf wolf. He's just sleeping, but hey.
Yeah.
It is cool thematically, and the art is very, very good.
Yeah, champ all around on that one.
I think so.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, where to next, Eric?
Let's go into red.
Ooh.
For some Ritual Fire, baby.
Very nice.
Nice.
So Ritual Fire is a 4-cost 2 reduction magic. Red. It is a burst, and the burst is when you lose life. So pretty easy trigger there. Select one of your spirits during this turn. That spirit and all of your spirits with one or more of the same spirit type as that spirit gain 2,000 BP. You may then pay this card's cost to activate its main effect. The main effect is select up to 2 of your opponent's spirits with 4,000 or fewer BP and destroy them. So I don't really know if the burst effect on this is very good, but the main is what I'm playing it for, because it's Burning Force plus an additional 1k. Yep. So this hits Worker Ant-Man, it hits a pesky little Flamefish. If you don't have anything that then Flamefish is going to retaliate and kill it. It hits all the the mecha tokens, the ant tokens, it just hits a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the little purple spirits as well. So yeah, I just think that this is a really solid removal card. I don't actually know if it's that good. I just thought it was interesting and kind of exciting. But the main reason I'm questioning it is because it's main speed only. And I don't know how effective the burst really is, but I think the secondary effect is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 4,000 you're getting a buff there, right? It's doing what Burning Force can't do.
Right.
So,
and that's how people are building their decks. They're building it and slotting in cards that are outside of Burning Force range. That's something we always comment on a card when we bring it up. We'll go, and it's out of Burning Force range. But now, like, if people are main decking Ritual Fire, especially... So, when I look at the burst effect, too, I'm thinking Pterosaurs, right? Or Star Dragons, tribal decks that you're looking at a lot of stuff. So it's a good kind of an ice shield against certain matchups. If you're making all your spirits too big to fight into, you're kind of ending that step. You don't get the life back, obviously. But being able to kind of turn it into flash speed during your opponent's turn out of the burst slot is still good.
Yeah.
Good point. I wasn't even thinking
Especially-
about that.
Yeah, because then you get to start your turn then, and say you have a second ritual fire, you might be just clearing the whole board and then going into face.
Yep.
A lot of
And this-
situational stuff, but I
Yeah.
think it's still pretty good. I think
pretty
it's a
good.
cool magic.
And this is the card that's supposed to get that weird, funky promo too, ain't it? From those
Oh,
guys
is it?
from YouTube. I think so.
This is Game
Oh,
Grumps?
Yeah. Is this one of? Yeah, right. I think it is one of
that's
them.
awesome.
So,
Oh, cool. I'm excited for that. I'm a big Game Grumps fan. That's
but
funny.
yeah, I think it's a good card. I mean, doing what Red does, which is destroying. So
Yep.
it's just like I think it's good. I
Solid
like it.
removal.
What you got for us, Cam?
This is gonna go really quick. I've been revisiting Ants. So Yojimbo Ant-Man is a 4
Hell
cost,
yeah.
3 reduction green Carapace spirit. Vanilla. So level 1 for 1 core, 3k. Level 2 for 3 cores, 7k. And if you're running green, that's pretty cheap. So it fits into the Carapite tribal. It's a blank spirit for those decks if you want it. But, it's just fun to play the tribal decks. We've got some good ant support, even more. I think ants were pretty decent in set 2. And so seeing a little bit more support there, or just any mono green, like this is a really solid card to slap down on the table for 1 core and then get it up to 7k.
Yeah.
It's just cool. Neat art too. A little samurai ant.
Kind of like the young warrior, but now you have this Carapite trait as well.
Yes, and that extra Oh wait, no. Young warrior has 3, right? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, I just think it's neat.
Yeah, I like it.
I like
Piccolo.
vanilla cards also.
Yeah. So is this slotting into your Spring of Norn deck?
My Spring of Norn token deck, absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I can
'Cause
see that.
It's mostly green with Spring of Norn and some mech stuff, but it's mostly ant tokens. So yeah, this is a definite slot. He's leading the little Ant-Man army tokens.
I like it.
What you got, Angel?
So now moving a little bit away from set 3, this is one of the promo cards. Another purple card. It's called
You
Corpse-
cheater.
I know. Corpse Knight William.
Oh,
He's a 5 cost, 2 cost reduction, undead. For 1 core, level 1, he's a 3k. For 4 cores, level 2, he's a 7k. So at level 1 and level 2 during your turn, when a spirit is summoned from your trash, select one of your opponent's exhausted spirit and destroy it. Not much more to say. Card's good. It's like a Spawn warrior character looking guy.
yeah.
I think this pairs very, very well with Immortals or whatever you got going on. Thorn Prison combos, Exhaust, Takuwa combos.
Yep.
If you happen to, so there's a lot of different things I could see with this card, and the ability to destroy something exhausted without having to attack into it. I really like. And the reason why I said earlier, why I kind of looked into the promos as well. Some of these cards, I feel like it's gonna do what Axe Spider did, right? They're
Yeah.
gonna get they're gonna have to look by, oh, whatever, it's a pretty cool card, and then all of a sudden, at some point, oh yeah, this card's really ridiculous. So, and looking at this
Yeah.
card, it's just good, man. I saw it as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, I can play this for 3, and its effect, it's good at
And
level 1 or 2. Like it doesn't matter. Like
and it triggers multiple times. Like if
Yeah.
you're able to summon multiple times out of your trash, it's
Yep.
also triggering multiple times. I've got a green purple recursion deck built, and I'd be slotting in 3 of him, I think.
yeah, he's just good. And so for something that what purple likes to do, right, which is control.
Yeah.
Now you can control all aspects. You can do core controlling, you can do exhaustion controlling, you can do, immortal. I mean, it's a lot. And like what I said earlier, purple being a toolbox that it is, if it slots in. And it's an undead, right? So
Right.
talking about the deck I was trying to build, the undead archetype is gonna be really good at some point. I think it still needs a little bit more, obviously, but undead is gonna be something crazy, especially when you pair it up with the Nexus they got. I think it's called Monstrous something.
Yeah.
It's a really good Nexus with undead, so
It's
I'm excited for it.
It definitely has its matchups. Undead is there, and it's just fun. I like combo-y stuff. And Corpse Knight definitely, is Beldegor's best friend. Reanimate. I guess that puts it in your hand, but still, yeah. There's some new immortal stuff coming out. The new mommy in purple does some recursion,
Yeah.
so Velium fits pretty well with her, and she's fitting into Maduke decks. So like,
Yep.
Yeah, there's something there, and this is it definitely gets the deck building juices flowing for sure.
Yeah, when he comes out, definitely revisit that undead deck because I think he's going to take it to a whole new level.
Yep.
Yeah,
For sure.
what
All
you
right.
got, Eric?
I've got another. I didn't do this on purpose, but another Game Grumps card. This is Plant Trap.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So-
Okay.
This is 5 cost 2 reduction green magic. It is also a burst. When their opponent resolves a spirit's when summoned effect is when it triggers. Your opponent selects 2 of the refresh spirits and exhausts them. So it's a Thorn Prison on burst. And then you can resolve the main flash, which is select a spirit that costs 5 or more. If it is green, refresh it. If it is not green, exhaust it. So yeah, I think this is my 5th Thorn Prison. Like, I don't know that I
Yeah.
want to play a lot of these, but I think that this is like I slot it in as like my sort of like how I have Charge Draw in as my 5th Starblast draw. I think
Yeah.
this is my 5th Thorn Prison. So that's
I
kind of
like
where I
that
think it slots in.
philosophy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a toolkit card. It's a sideboard card, and it's really good in the mirror match. When Gale decks are going to be slamming into each other, you're going to see more plant traps.
Yeah, you tap their stuff down and then you refresh your dude, and yeah, super cool.
And good art. We
Yeah.
love carnivorous plants.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I want to play this version or the Game Grumps version.
Yeah, if I'm ever playing either of these cards, it's definitely going to be the Games Grumps version. It's so goofy. So goofy. I love it.
All right, what you got, Cam?
All right, my last one is also green, so that kind of works. I was talking about ants. This is Archduke King Taurus.
Yeah.
8 cost, 4 reduction, Great Beetle Blade Beast Green Spirit. But it definitely works in the ant meta. Level 1 for 1 core, it has 4k. Level 2 for 4 cores, it's 6k. Level 3 for 9 cores, it's 12k. It's pretty expensive, but again, green ramps. Level 1, 2, and 3. When summoned, select 3 of your spirits that are Carapace, Great Beetle, or Insectoid. Place a core from the void onto each of those spirits. When I'm playing green, at least right now before Gale, those are the cards I'm playing. So Carapaces are your worker Ant-Mans. Insectoids are your pincers. And he's ramping, you know? You can put those cores down, and then you can move all 3 of them over to him right away and turn him into level 2, which then triggers his second ability. Level 2 and level 3, when the spirit attacks, summon one of your Ant-Man tokens. And the important part of that is that this one does come in ready, like the queen.
Yep.
So I think, you know, he can be expensive. He could be a dead draw if you see him early, but also with the way green ramps and the way that ants can just completely take over the board, he's a very cool addition, and I'm going to play him. I don't know how viable he is competitively, but I'm going to play him, and I'm very excited about just getting that little bit of extra ant push.
Yeah.
I like
You
him
can
a
do
lot.
some crazy stuff with him and Herrick Dynus as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
Herrick
Or-
Dynus is such a cool card. So it's, that's another one that's neat to.
Wait, can he be flashed in with Herrick Dynus or no?
I don't
Maybe.
think so.
Oh, maybe not. Never mind.
But I mean, he ramps onto Herrick Dynus, which is cool.
He does. Yeah.
Because Herrick Dynus says all Insectoid and Carapace. But
Right.
other Insectoid cards, you know, are like Map Butterfly, Heaven's Cloak Butterfly. Like, so you're still getting the ramp. You're still keeping your ramp. It's not as aggressive as Gale as far as exhausting, but Emerald Pincer does it. You've got the Thorn Prison magic. Like, I think there's a spot for Archduke. A queen needs a king. Taurus.
That's true. That is very true.
At the very least,
So-
it is very like Weevil Underwood has these very specific cards, and as far as a tribal deck building fan, I cannot wait for this card to come out.
He's cool. I dig him.
Yeah, I like the way he looks. Like, definitely another like Pokemon inspired looking card.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, those are mine.
Sweet.
Do you was that was your last one?
Yeah, that was my last one.
Okay. I think I have one more. Did I
Yeah,
do
and
too many?
I had
No,
two
no,
more.
no.
I think you did. I think you and him had one that were the same. I think that's why he had one less.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
I guess
Okay,
I'll do my last, well, I have two more, but I'll do this purple one. From set 3, it's Underworld Snake Man Bodice is what I want to call him. He's a 4-cost, 2-cost reduction serpent. At level 1 for 1 core, he's a 3K. For level 2 is for 3 core, he's a 4K. At level 1 and 2, while he attacks, he has Curse. And then at level 2, when destroyed by opponent, remove 1 core from each of your opponent's refresh spirits and place them into the reserve. So,
Very nice.
once again, very control heavy, very Maduki inspired. And removing, it's almost like a Baculus for such a lower cost, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're not complete weapon down, but it's from each of your refresh, and then you can set up, maybe that's all you need to set up your Curse Dragon instead of waiting for Baculus or whatever else you're trying to do. Or reduce those spirits, that have those pesky level 2, level 3 effects. Now they're level 2 or level 1. So I definitely like this card. Stats are pretty good. Fits well with the whole serpent theme that's coming out with set 3 to help more of that support archetype. So I like them.
Another great target for counter curse.
Yep.
Yeah.
You defend with this guy for the first swing, and then you're taking cores off of their refresh guy.
Cores. Yep.
Wow.
That's a good
And if you have
card.
if you have guillotine or anything else, now you're also drawing, depending if you destroy any spirits. So
Yep.
Yeah, I think this card's very good, and I like it. So
yeah, solid stat.
He's got 4 belly button rings.
Yeah, he does.
It's badass. Belly button blinged out, baby.
Blinged out. A king serpent. He's trying to press Maduke.
That's right. Mommy Maduke.
This is my last card. I think Cam, you're going to be excited by this one.
That's exciting.
So, it is Wonderland Pumpty Dumpty.
Yeah, I was hoping one of you would.
Yeah.
I figured one of you would, so I didn't. Cool.
Yeah, that's funny.
I love him because I love these like other landers that just do crazy shit.
Yeah.
And he's another one of those. So he's a 4-cost 2 reduction, other lander spirit, yellow. Level 1 for 1 core 3K, level 2 for 2 cores 4K, level 3 for 3 cores 5K. At all 3 levels, when summoned, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is the same cost as any of your spirits, add it to your hand. Otherwise, discard it. So kind of like a mini King Charles. And then when he's destroyed at level 2 and 3, you just draw a card.
That's
so
good.
He's just a really solid, like if you're building other landers, he's just a really solid tool to have in your little toolbox.
Yeah. I just hope he's not very fragile, but we'll see.
It's so funny.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. When I saw him, I think I sent it on to guys either in text or Discord when he got revealed, I'm like, it's hilarious, dude. Like, it literally made my day better. I think I was like, I just laughed at the card. I was like, this is a funny card, but it's not that bad, honestly. For being Otherlander and the effects, it's pretty good. It's just, old Pumpy Dumpty.
Pimpty
I
Dimpty,
like it.
baby. I can't wait to build an Otherlander deck and see how much I can get out of that engine. And he's in there for sure. I mean, like we said, you got one Alice in play. He's looking for that second one. You're draining. You get Empress Guardian. You draw Alice. Like all these other landers do look at each other's cost really well, and you can still flood and have them at decent stats because they scale so well. Like his statting, 1 core into 2 core into 3 core is clean. It's good. And yeah, when he's gone, because you're chump blocking a lot with yellow, you get to draw that card, and you can pair that with your Blessed Cathedral, and you get to ramp off of him too. Like, it's good. Other landers are here. They're not. I don't know. I want yellow to have more love. I think they are viable. I'm gonna make another lander deck. I just have so much fun with Alice. I've been waiting so long for more other lander cards, and Pimpty Dimpty rules.
That's why I am so excited about this card, because I have so much fun with King Charles, just like flipping stuff off the top of the deck. So it's just another way to do that. So
that's huge.
I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
Being able to just summon a card off the top of your deck is crazy. And like, you can trigger the when summons multiple times with a lot of other lander stuff. So like Joker coming in off of Pumpty Dumpty into King Charles into Joker, like it's just like it can get out of hand really, really quickly.
Yeah. It's just such a gambling deck too, because you're just like, let me flip this over. Oh, it's a thing I need. Okay, I add that to my hand, or I put it into play, or now it has unblockable, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you're very,
That's why
you're,
people are staying away from it. Card gamers
Yeah.
like the sure things.
yeah.
And whereas I play RNG and I try to mitigate when the coin toss doesn't go my way, if it's still okay. Eric and I were talking about this. My yellow deck isn't fully Fabled Beasts. It isn't fully Luster. It isn't fully 2 cost. But like, so sometimes it's a feels bad moment when Flying Turtle looks for a Fabled Beast and discards your Nexus when you could have triggered Freestall to draw the Nexus first, then the Flying Turtle to you know, like the ordering
Yeah.
is different, but like when they do come together and you do get that heads on the coin flip and you do get to like put that second Joker out on the field from King Charles and now you have 2 unblockables going in for the win. Like that's exciting to me. I know it's not consistent, but that's what can win games and catch people off guard. And I think that's why I love yellow.
So if
like
you're a
it's
gambler,
Yeah, if you're a gambler, you're playing other landers.
You're scrambling for it.
Yeah. Which is funny because like
Scrambling.
one of their lands is the land of cards, and it's like
It
big
is.
poker chips. It is gambling. I love it.
I mean,
you know what one of their lands also is? The other land.
you gotta let the other.
all of them are other lands when you're talking about one.
Well,
you
other
know?
landers, like some of those, like, are you talking about RNG? It really reminds me of it was a stupid card back in the day in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it was called Question, where like
Yes.
you had to get, I forgot what it was, but it was something ridiculous. And if you got it wrong, I think you lost like either you lose the duel or you lose like half your life points.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm like,
something
that
so
is such
stupid.
an RNG. Like, do you remember what was the first card I ever seen in your opponent's graveyard? I was like, what in the world? Like, so, but I agree though. Like, I understand that feeling. You know, you guys are talking about Gambit, right? Even with Gambit on Marvel Snap,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's literally a gamble of what's gonna get discarded from my hand. It's either gonna be my Apocalypse that I want, or it's gonna be something else that I needed. But once again, you're also gambling what targets you're gonna hit. It's either gonna win you
Right.
the game or it's gonna cost you the game. And then sometimes that surprise element, it kind of gives both players a, you know, even playing field, right? Where it's either like I'm about to lose or you're about to win. Like
Yeah.
it's one of these jokes. So I do understand that aspect of it.
Marvel Snap is gambling in itself. Like
Yeah,
Marvel
it is.
Snap, the way that game is built is it's like playing Texas Hold'em, and snapping is just raising the bid. You know, like,
Yep.
and then retreating is folding. It's gambling. I like
Yep.
Keyforge because there's a lot of those kind of things. Like, there's a card that's like, guess the top card of your deck's house. If you're right, you play it. If you're not right, it just stays there. Like, that's my point about the RNG and the coin flipping is those they can be very powerful effects. They're just balanced by randomness. And so I love those cards, but that's got to be why people don't. Is because card gamers typically are very analytical and they're very like, I need my percentages. I need to know that I have an 18.46% chance to draw Curse Dragon next turn. You know, like, but oh man, Humpty Dumpty is fun.
And then here comes Pumpty Dumpty, like, doo-doo-doo,
Yeah.
here's a card. Oh, it's
Milady.
Milady.
Yeah, here's
House Gryffindor.
Here's that second Alice that's gonna drain your
Yeah.
Huang Fang down to nothing.
His hat
Oh,
is straight out
what's
of like
this?
Hogwarts. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
like
does.
you are chosen unto house.
It's the gambling hat.
Yeah, it is.
Also, a lot of the other landers look like Persona 5 enemies. You know, that Shin Megami
Yeah.
Tensei
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
Like, it's just cool as shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, I love yellow. Thank you, Eric.
All right,
Well,
Angel, you
I
want to
guess-
finish this out?
Yep. To finish
Yep.
it off, it's not going to be a purple card, but it's from set 3, and I think it's the card that will be able to be played in any deck. At least I personally think it is called Provocation. 3
Ooh.
cost, 1 cost reduction. As a main or flash, select one of your opponent's spirits at the end of this turn. If it is refreshed, return to your opponent's hand. I think that's a very good card to, you know, answer some things, some pesky things that might be in your way for whatever you're trying to do. Not to mention that the freaking artwork reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh, Gundam, and Power Rangers and everything else in the world.
Yeah.
But
That's a
I think
structure deck card.
it is a very cheap card, I think, even if you're playing out of, not in white, obviously, for a very good effect because you can play your main or flash. So depending on what you're trying to do, if it's on your opponent's turn, if it's something that, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of annoying spirits that you're trying to bounce back or make him spend that core again next turn. Unless you're playing Gale Green, then whatever. This card doesn't matter. But if you're not playing Gale Green against Gale Green, you're good. Like, this
Yeah.
card's really good. And I think the ability to bounce something back that's refreshed. If your opponent didn't want to push because they got nervous, all right, cool. And I'm gonna punish you for it. Boom. Now you got your other creatures exhausted. Your one creature that's standing up. I'm still gonna push for life next turn. So I like it.
It's the antithesis of make them have it. It's like, I'm
Mhm.
afraid to swing, so I'm not going to do anything. And then they go,
Yep.
ha ha ha. It's cool.
So I
I
like
dig it. I didn't think it was when I first saw it. I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." But now that you mentioned the fact, I just wasn't thinking about the fact that it works on both turns for some
Yep.
reason. So now I'm like, "Oh, this card is a lot better than I thought."
Yeah. It's
I think it'll
almost
be good.
confronty,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah,
in white, and that's pretty interesting.
yeah.
It's like, you better block. If you don't, you have to
gonna
spend
buy.
all the cores
Yeah.
to play this thing again.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it definitely gets better once they ban every green card that's ever been printed.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
ban Hurricane Highlands. Ban it. I'm telling you now.
That's gonna be the name of my Gale deck. I've
Yeah.
already decided. So
Oh,
I think
just
me and Eric were joking. We're like, I don't know if it'll happen. Obviously, we're just joking, but it's just like, watch that people complain about that card so much. Just because it's really,
I'm already
I
complaining about it, and
I
I'm
honestly
playing it.
think I played it, yeah, and I think it's so stupid. It is so stupid. Like,
can I mention one more card?
yeah,
Okay. It's a blue magic card that I don't think we talked about. It's Magic Wrench.
yeah. I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Card's good.
cost, 2 reduction, blue magic. It's a burst card. When your opponent destroys your spirit, all of your blue spirits gain 2,000 BP during this turn. So that doesn't have to just be in the attack phase. That can also be in the main phase, which is cool because it definitely changes your opponent's mind. All your blue spirits gain 2,000 BP during this turn. You may then pay this card's cost to activate its main effect, and its main effect is mill. Discard the top 4 cards of your opponent's deck. When a magic card is discarded by this effect, select one of your opponent's spirits and place a core. Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, why is that good? When a magic card is discarded by this effect, select one of your spirits and place a core from the void onto it. So it is on your opponent's turn, kind of stally. It can be like an ice shield if you make your big golems a little harder to kill, so they don't want to attack into them. It mills 4 cards. That's very good, and it has the potential to ramp. I think it's a really good blue magic card.
Yeah, it's 3 things in one. You get BP boost, you get ramp, and you mill, which you want to have more cards in your opponent's graveyard for your other bigger guys.
Yep.
I actually had this card in the blue deck I was playing with Eric yesterday. I just never went off because he was playing Gale, and it didn't matter. But
Yeah.
I did have it, right? Because those 4 cards make a difference before you summon the big guys or the big X rares, where you need to have 10 or 12 cards in the discard pile to go off. So it's a really good card. I definitely like it, especially in blue. I mean, like I said, blues is very fun. I like the way blue plays.
Yeah. I would also like
It's
to
another-
argue that blue might be a pretty good defense against Gale because of cards like Allegro, who specifically says kill your opponent's highest cost card, and that's a good
Yep.
way to get around that Emperor and the Tokawas and the other Gale guys.
When you also have the shark, obviously. I tried to
Yes.
play it yesterday against him. I just didn't read the card, and I forgot that you had to have also sack a Nexus, and I didn't have a
Yeah.
Nexus. I was like, darn it. But yeah, blue definitely has answers. I think blues can run probably into the same problem that green ran into a little bit. It's like the new color, right? So
Yes.
there's not enough card pool for you to possibly set 4. So I definitely think that the other colors might have just a little bit more advantage because they have more of a card pool to synergize together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely out there to build a cool deck though, which is fun.
Yeah.
It also makes sense that you like this card, Kim, because it's a little bit like the RNG thing you were just talking about, where it's like, what if they're all 4 magics?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. That's happy dreamland, but even just 1 or more, it still feels good.
Yeah.
on that
you mill
coin
2
flip.
ice shields and ramp 2.
Yeah. You're
'Cause
like
that-
Joey Wheeler and
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh. You like you skull dice and graceful dice. Like, what am I gonna
Yes.
roll? Let's find out. Like,
Time Wizard. Oh man.
yeah, Time Wizard.
Time Wizard.
Speaking of Time Wizard,
that does
we're
do
out of
that.
time.
We are out of time. Oh, thank you, Eric. Yeah, I got a heart out.
Yeah.
Going to Gilmore Girls trivia. We'll talk about it next time on the podcast for 30 minutes at the beginning.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
There's
But yeah.
probably like one person that would love that though.
Yeah.
You know?
There always is,
Wow.
you know?
Yeah.
And that's what this Discord's all about, right? That's what Absolute BSS is all about. Not absolutely BSS. Just kidding. It is. And yes. So speaking of, find us everywhere, Absolute BSS Pod. That's on Twitter. That's our Gmail. That's the YouTube channel, and that's the Discord. So no matter how you're ingesting this podcast, first of all, thank you. Second of all, if you want to do the cross thing, like if you're listening to this on Spotify, but you want to help out some way, go over to the YouTube and subscribe, like Eric said at the beginning. If you're listening to this on YouTube, go over to a podcasting thing, leave us a review. You don't have to do those things, but it does help us, and it's fun. We're going to keep doing it anyway. Join the Discord. I can't stress that enough. We have a lot of fun in there. We got a lot of, like, a good amount of people in here now that are excited about the game, talking about the game, and it's a cool community that we're building up. And you'll get live play-by-plays, hopefully, of Eric and Angel over in the Netherlands here soon.
Oh, yeah.
So join the
It'll be
Discord. It will be fun. And thank you, as always, for listening to Absolute BSS or watching along. Anything else you guys want to say here at the end?
No,
That's
it's been
it.
fun like usual. Everybody take care, be safe out there, and we'll see you guys soon or talk to you guys soon.
Yeah. Well, thank you, as always, Angel and Eric, for joining me. I'm Cameron. That's Absolute BSS. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Peace.